So if you were to mention the more practical changes you've experienced, what would you say?
I can try to name about 2 or 3. The first practical thing I've done is not making up stories or trying to see things and make up things where they're not. So really taking things at face value, the truth for what it is, not overly questioning, overly analyzing. And that just took practice of hearing what someone said and stating it, or asking a clarifying question. So that was one practical thing I learned, which was how to communicate in a more in that moment so that I'm being content with what is being said. Another practical thing I'd like to share is getting things done in the ways that are most comfortable for me. So there was a time when I wanted to fix my sleep schedule and my eating and the job applications and da, 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 da. And Cherie was like, we're not going to fix all of that overnight. She really made sure to be like, okay, maybe do 5 today. Okay, maybe get some sleep. Okay, maybe put this in your calendar. So instead of overwhelming myself with all these changes, a practical thing she told me is trying to work on one thing with a quantity and then seeing how successful I feel from that. Another practical thing that I learned is, it's hard because I want to name like a lot, but I'm trying to pick the top 3, I guess.
What about like what's shown up out here as far as, didn't you change a job or start a job or something?
Yeah, so that is sort of related because I was trying to think of something related to me starting a new full-time position. So a practical thing I started, oh yeah, this is a good one, is Cherie urging me not to completely overshare and put myself down and belittle myself before meeting others. So a practical thing that I was taught was introducing myself, really listening more, and focusing on the conversations and topics at hand, and not making everything about trauma and mental illness and mental health and everything sucks and life sucks and I hate everything. So another practical, so it's been really good in my first full-time position because I'm excited to be in it and I'm doing really well, because I had also come into it not already putting myself down and feeling sorry for myself and being like that coworker who has all the trauma and bad things in life that happen. So that was like a third practical tip that she had taught me.
Were you working at all, or were you just part-time and then you went full-time, or what was that change like?
I had graduated in grad school May 2021 and I was not working. So I met with Cherie in November 2021, but I did not start job searching until February 2022. And then I was given the position in April 2022 and I accepted it in April 2022. And Cherie had also helped me with what to say in because there was actually, if it's okay for me to share, there's one question that was like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And I've always hated that question and struggled with it. And Cherie helped me see, I'm going to get emotional. She helped me see why I hated that question. And it was because I could never picture myself five years from now, because I was always in the past and still stuck in that. So that was a really big thing to note, is I wasn't working because I didn't feel capable of working. I felt like my mental health was really bad. I didn't feel like I was ready. I wanted to keep putting it off, and Cherie had urged me that I was ready to start working.
So you were able to answer that question and not be uncomfortable this time?
Oh yeah, like, because I had told her, oh sure, I hate this question. Why do they always ask it? And it wasn't even a matter of the question itself. It was a matter of what the question meant for me, because it was such a hard question for me because of my own issues with myself and how I answer that. So now when I answer the question, I have a more foundational answer, a more positive answer, a more just like answer that I wouldn't even say is like very professional, but it's just very hopeful, as I like to say.